Blueprint for the human vessel. The woke Pharaoh. Sharing is caring. Seeding information and I'm going to say what I need to say and then I just listen more. So this is what this talk is going to be about. Why is the blueprint for the human vessel very essential to understand the higher functionings of the human being or the human consciousness? Now, I actually answered this question with the question. See, that's the odd thing to it. Because we come from something which lays within. Talking about you're in therapy or Shiva Mukapa. And especially in this type of community, I also see, and I think I'm one of the only ones who is doing that. I'm speaking openly about it. Still integrate as much as I can from the outside. And I still continuously talk about the most fundamental thing, which gives ourselves energy and which heals our body. And I'm still doing all the crazy other things, all when we would talk about nutrition and television consumption, media consumption, social media, that I have probably a biggie problem with. But this is why I'm producing now these chem mirrors to seed information and to also give you more insights of my true tone, my voice, because we are very, very much visual beings, which is necessary and a very good thing, but I don't think it's very mindful. Mindfulness is starting to become a very big term. Like I said, word crafting. We produce words, so this is how we basically produce our world. Because we create it with the tone of our voice. We create it with the setting. And now, a bit off topic here. Let's get to the blueprint again. Now, we were born out of urine. We were swimming in our urine for 9 months in the mother's womb. And if you start to research urine therapy, but not so much look on the external screen, but more so finding out the truth that lays within, and you practically do it. You drink your own waters. You put it onto your skin. You go out into the sunlight. You put it into your holes, your senses. This is when you start to realize what this vessel really is, how you basically operate with it, and how, at least this is my belief system, but it seems to me that's pretty much the case, what is going on. It's about density and buoyancy. See, when I'm very dense, I'm kind of in a low vibration, but if you then also know how to work with alchemy, you work with certain stimuli, you work with certain things that you can ingest or practice, you can obviously also vibrate higher, but from the very first beginning, it's how your body is constructed, how dense or how buoyant yourself is. Now, side note here, I was wearing these compression socks from Kelly Starrett yesterday again, and it felt like I get kind of a push up into the head, which is because it's although I was sitting for a very long time, but why is that? Because my blood literally is not falling so deep. If you kind of get what I'm saying here, it maybe sounds a bit mystical, but see, this is why, because I see through these things, through the lawyer or the system, the doctor, which is not like hey, they are doing a bad thing. That's not the point here. It's neither a good nor a bad thing. It's just a masquerade, and there are always people who are doing their best in from their point, from their knowledge, but also people who are just like they want to, I don't know, make money with it. And as soon as that's I mean, it's also part of the process, right? You have to have money in order to live here. So that's also stupid to be like, oh, I live without money, and then in the end nobody will like take care of you, because everybody is in that mind state, you know. But I think over time, if we get more into what money basically is, not talking about cryptocurrency, but talking about the value of things, and the mindfulness or the mind emptiness, the currency which we self-produce through our urine, and the actions we take. And this is basically what movement and yoga is. So basically, movement for the head or movement for the mind. That's what it is. You know, listen, like I said, I say what I need to say, and then I shut up and I listen. And I'm just there with my vibration, if we would call it, or with my frequency. But if we hear these terms, they're always like, oh, it's esoteric and whatever. But hey, you know, look at ancient masters, right? The gongs, the cheese, the gongs, the falloons, you know. If we talk about these things, we start to see that the human vessel is a sound resonator. One more time, the human vessel is a sound resonator. That means that I resonate with certain things that I ingest. Also, for example, talking about sounds, music, radio stations, or self-organized music, which is talking about meditation. You know, you basically just trim your instrument. You put different vibes into yourself, and this is what you mirror out. You mirror yourself out. Everybody does that. Now the question is, how powerful is your gong, so to say, or how powerful, how aware are you of that specific thing? And well, I'm doing my practice. I don't know if that's for you. I don't want to also reform something. That's not my thing here. I'm just explaining myself how it functions, because I'm reading a lot of different books, you know, and then I'm seeing a lot of different information. I put it together, and this is what basically comes out. Maybe it's completely reformed and something new, but hey, at least that's my understanding, and there might also be a truth piece for you inside of that, you know. So that's the thing, because all we basically do is that sounds so miserable, or it sounds so bad, but we are a slave to our experiences. I can only see or act the way I someone experience something. See, this also gets into, you know, dying and living, and you know, metaphorically, I died so many times. I had so many different brains, or I interconnected my brain so much, and Shivamukalpa is a big part of that. You know, you get all these different mutations, but you get different aspects of yourself, and your nervous system starts to develop with different movement routines, and you literally feel your organs or your body so much more. But in the end, you basically have so many different pieces that have to work together. Obviously, they always work together, but as more tools or toys you have around you, talking about the chematics or chaos magic, black magic, imagination, the more bizarre the thing becomes. So this is when things need to be silenced, or they need to be, so to say, boxed up. Although in this spiritual community, we want to get out of body, right? We want to be free spirit, and I always will be. But in some points in my life, I have to come back to earth, ground myself, and if I want to let the genie out of the lamp, I can rub it, and then the genie comes out, But yeah, collecting ghosts, collecting spirits, and like I said, listen more. I'm just there, and that's already enough, because I'm very powerful with my gong, because I have all these workings, as you can probably hear in my tone, my voice. I know how it functions, so I just stay true to my routine. I just continuously do it. And if then somebody's interested in what I do, I mirror it out, I share it. Not so much here on the YouTubes anymore, not so much on the visual aspect, more onto the practical life aspect. But also there, let's see how it flows and how it goes, Not to provoke something, but to stay chem, stay mindful, stay chematic. Chematic yoga.